007, this is urgent. Priority 1. We fear the attack may be imminent. How long until you're on the ground?
We should be down in 10 minutes.
We haven't got 10 minutes. The satellite is picking up suspicious activity near Greco's boat. You've got to get a move on now.
I'm on my way.
Change of plans. Head for the harbor.
According to our sources, General, Greco has flown in a group of international terrorists for a suicide mission. The plan is for the attack to coincide with the moment they take the group photograph.
I can't much care what your sources tell you, Em. We've checked Greco out. He is an international businessman here on vacation.
His business, sir, is international arms trading. He'd like to see all the heads of state, all the members of the G20, wiped out in one fell swoop.
Is that what your sources are telling you? Or is it your female intuition?
I'll thank you to keep my intuition out of this, General. I want you to cancel the photo op now.
Impossible. You have to have some faith, some trust in my ability to protect them.
You can keep your faith. I put my trust in Bond.
Good evening and hello. Was that loud enough?
Yeah.
That's alright then. And welcome to 60 Second Gamer.
Stephen.
Yes, that's where I nabbed it from.
I was just going to say, I thought we were going to go Good Morning Vietnam.
I was going to like go on for a lot longer, but I thought, nah. It was piercing my ears. I don't know what it was doing to everyone else.
I wouldn't say it was piercing. It wasn't that high.
No,
but then again, I am partially deaf.
it was
so,
hurting.
yeah.
There was blood.
But where?
Exactly. I'm not a time of the month. Welcome to 60 Second Gamer. We are here to discuss 007 Bloodstone, a new original game from Activision.
Indeed.
And joining me is Mr. Richard Hatton.
You forgot who I was now.
I wasn't sure which way I was going, so I was like, Mr.
You going left to right or right to left?
I don't know. I mix it up.
Trending the curve.
Usually I go Pra first and then you. But I thought I'd go the other way. But yes, Mr. Hatton.
Yes, I am here.
And Mr. Pra.
Hello.
And welcome. I'm Anthony Tremaine, and
Thank you for having us.
yes,
Yeah,
goodbye. Thank you for listening.
And Ant's going to play a bit of the game, so we're going to do something that we did try ages ago, but the technology couldn't keep up with us.
We didn't have the technology. We couldn't rebuild it.
No.
Now we have.
And
So what we're doing now, Ant's actually captured... Oh, crotch shot.
oh, that was a crotch shot.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll tell you
Ant's
what
playing the game, and we're also going to review it at the same time. So let's see if this experiment works.
Yes. Oh shit. But it's very good.
I should point out as well that Ant will curse a lot.
A lot. The
As a
language
result of it.
will be vile.
It
Any
will.
of you offended by the C-bomb, leave now.
I thought you were actually going to say, so, anyone offended by my language can F off.
Anyone offended by the word cunt can fuck off.
So Bloodstone, I'll just quickly run through the details. It was developed by Bizarre Creation.
Oh, I've offended Mr. Hatton. Even though he is a sole user of the word.
If I'm offended by the
Oh,
said
you
word,
left,
I left.
right.
Yeah,
I
but
I missed that.
No one saw me leave.
No, I thought you were going to the loo, mate.
The
The
joke
joke was lost.
I thought you were going to the bog.
So yeah, it's 007 Bloodstone for the PS3, Nintendo DS.
What? It was on the DS?
Apparently
Wow.
so. I've never seen it, but also on PC and the 360.
I bet the
not
DS.
on the Wii.
But not on the Wii because the Wii is awful.
I would
So
imagine.
you've seen the
sort of
Wii too?
The Wii U, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I had to laugh at its awful control pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You call that a controller? I call it a wannabe iPad.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
well, we can discuss that another time.
Yeah.
It did look a little bit shit.
But yeah, it's developed by Bizarre Creations, who sadly no longer with us.
No, I think the last game that they did was well, obviously this one.
Was it Blur?
They're most known for doing Project Gotham.
Yeah, so Blur was the last one that they did.
Which
I
is probably
think.
why the driving stations in this game are
So good. Yeah.
It were.
That was a kick in the balls.
That was.
Daniel
They're
Craig
not
is such a
amazing.
naughty
The
man.
cars don't handle very well. That's one gripe I have against this. Is the gameplay is amazing compared to most Bond games. Use the cover, Daniel. Oh, I see. Okay. But
He managed to.
Yeah.
He shrugged, and the bullet missed him.
Yes, but the rest, the driving sections were just piss poor.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never known an Aston Martin not turn a corner, and these Aston Martins.
Well, you think,
don't.
given that Bizarre's background, they'd sort of know what they were doing in that respect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But then Project Gotham's always been more arcadey than.
Yeah,
anything
this is
else,
true.
so-
Yeah. If you want
There we're going
realism,
now.
yeah.
if you want realism, play Forza.
Yeah.
The driving sections do feel a little bit arcadey. Now you mention it, but
But yeah, so
it's a small gripe compared to. I mean, the game itself. I mean, the quality of it is for a Bond
surprisingly good.
game. Yeah, I mean,
Even if. Sorry.
even if what?
No.
Oh,
No,
Carry
he didn't have
Um,
an end to his sentence.
oh.
But yeah, it's also developed by Bizarre Creation. The DS version was developed by N-Space, and the Windows version developed by High Moon Studios. No idea what else they've done.
I'll tell you.
And it was published by Activision, who are scum.
They are scum.
Subhuman scum. So it was released in November 2010, although latterly in Japan in January 2011. So they've only just received it, or, well, comparatively speaking. So it took them a bit of time to get it. And it is a action adventure
Written by
third-person shooter.
Bruce Forstein, I think his name is.
Not Bruce Forsyth.
No.
As we should know, we're calling him.
Sir Bruce. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been knighted.
Oh, fucking hell.
Um,
Queenie must be running out
Bruce,
of people.
it's either Feirstein or Firestein,
One of the
however
two.
you pronounce it, but it's Feirstein.
Yeah.
Feirstein.
First.
Feirstein?
Thurston.
Feirstein? It could,
I don't know.
I don't know.
could be any of those.
But
And
he's
Oh dear.
he wrote this, isn't it? Because he co-wrote GoldenEye. He wrote Tomorrow Never Dies on his own. Originally, he was only supposed to do the story, apparently, but they copped him into the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he was brought in after.
oh, but if you hear any tinkling, we because we're English, we are drinking tea.
Yes.
And we have Joss Stone on our screen.
Yes.
Or
in an
Yoss.
Aston Martin.
She's not a very good actress. But
Oh, she's a terrible
incredibly
actress.
fit.
But, yes. She's a very good singer as well.
Oh, she's like-
Yeah, the song's good in this. That's
Yeah.
one thing I'll give it. Is that the song that they got her to do for this is very very good indeed. Although the title sequence is very reminiscent of Daniel Craig era Bond films, in that it is shit. Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, apparently GoldenEye 007 for the Wii was released on the same day.
what is this?
Yeah.
Of course.
Released at the same time, so strange.
It's
I've just
Yeah.
noticed that Daniel Craig doesn't really have a neck.
no.
He doesn't anyway, does he?
I don't know. It's just suddenly dawned on me from viewing him from a third-person angle that his neck is incredibly stubby,
Yeah, it
and
is.
he kind of he's got a bit of a Sandy Togsvig going on, which is a bit worried.
Just a little bit.
Worried.
a bit worrying.
So, Ant, talk us through a bit of the gameplay.
Well, it's third person, which, if you've for anyone who's ever played Tomorrow Never Dies, it's a little bit worrying. But although saying that, Everything or Nothing is pretty good. From what
Well,
I've
what I've
played.
seen of this is actually pretty decent. I mean,
It is. I've come out that level because I only wanted that for the bit of Joss Stone. But it's.
he only wants a bit of just.
Oh, we all want a bit of Joss Stone and a bit of an Aston Martin. We all. But yeah, it's in a way it feels a little bit. This is probably not going to go down well. Like a third-person Call of Duty.
Yeah.
In a way, but it in ways better because it just feels smooth the way he goes into. I admit it, coming out of cover's a bit of a bastard. There should have really been a button that he comes away. Instead, you have to sort of like run out, which usually involves running out in front of people. But never mind.
Well, that's usually if you go out in public. That's what will happen to you.
I do that all the time. But the cat just made a funny noise at me.
He does that.
And
Just leave him be. He'll be fine.
Is that a Pagani?
I believe so. There's a lot of. It just feels like a very. I'm surprised that they haven't brought Bruce. From watching this, and the way it works and whatever, and the way the levels are.
Oh, it's nice. A Koenigsegg. Of course it is.
Oh, cool, yeah. But I'm surprised they haven't brought the writer of this back to the franchise again in
Yeah.
the films, because the two writers they've got at the minute, who came in for The World Is Not Enough, and he sort of was brought in to take silly bits out of their script, apparently. They're good, but he's very, very good. And, I mean, it's just your typical run-of-the-mill Bond film, in a
Yeah.
way. He goes all... I can't remember the different countries he goes to. I'll read them out off the level names in a
One
moment.
of them was Monaco. But that's
Yes.
not technically a country, it's a principality.
Yeah, but he goes to different exotic locations. I mean, you've got your smartphone, which is essentially like Detective Vision a little bit from...
Oh, Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it can be... thing is, if you turn it on, it sort of force feeds you your route.
Right,
As you
okay.
can see, like the little blobs that say how many metres you are away. It sort of feels a little bit cheaty. So I tend not to use it very often, if I can. Like only if I get really, really stuck, or it says use it to find something, I'll then turn it on.
Yeah.
The driving levels are... I don't... It's very difficult to see where you're going sometimes, because sometimes the way the camera is, the car gets in the way. So you can't really see where you're going, and even
I can
then,
see that being a bit of an issue.
sometimes in first person it doesn't work so well either. So you sort of have to hope
Yeah.
and hope for the best that you can that they work, but it's not always the case.
Punch in the groin?
I think that might have been
It seems to be Bond's raison d'etre, isn't it?
yeah. Go for the crotch.
Punch him in the balls.
There's also a nice blend between... It gives you the option of either going through the levels quietly and picking enemies off one by one,
Yeah.
or you can just fly through them and take down anyone that comes near you.
The handheld stuff does seem to be
It does.
pretty decent.
That's what I like. It makes it feel a lot more like your Bond, because they
You don't want to just be running and gunning the entire time.
No, I mean, they tried to do this in Quantum of Solace, but it was awkwardly placed on R3, and you had to do some really shitty quick time sequence. But this, you just tap square, and he does automated movements that work really well.
That's some of the problem with like GoldenEye for the Wii. It's all mostly quick time events. So pretty much most of the story outside like the usual run and gun, it's a quick time event.
Yeah.
Hey ho, not a bad game all in all.
No, I mean,
What's the story?
but the story, I think, from what I can remember, is
Looking, go into the game box.
no, it's not even on there.
I've got
Um,
Wikipedia, and I think I can refer to that.
I'm pretty sure the story is he's searching for some Russian terrorists who are threatening to unleash.
Shall I just read off the web? Shall
biological
we do that?
warfare? Was that a good
Right.
guess?
The story is set sometime after the events of Quantum of Solace.
As is GoldenEye, apparently, according to
Uh,
his summary.
Yeah. It begins with Greco, an international terrorist, planning a suicide attack on the G20 summit in Athens. M sends Bond to investigate and prevent the attack from occurring. After a brief encounter with Greco on his luxury yacht, Bond pursues him through Athens, and after a second confrontation with Greco, which ends with Greco still alive, that's not very well written on Wiki, Bond stops a bomb-laden car destined for the Acropolis structure by knocking off the road with an Aston Martin.
Hey! Wouldn't we all like to knock off the road with an Aston Martin?
Knocking it off the road with an Aston Martin, saving the summit from potential disaster. And then the story develops from there, and I assume involves Greco coming back for revenge.
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't sure whether you were actually talking to me or not.
Yes, Anthony, revenge. Greco, yes.
Yes, he does come back. Although I think he doesn't survive to see the end. It does a bit of a 24. The enemies change as it goes through, and
Right.
as your typical dark Daniel Craig ending. I mean, it is. They have recreated the Daniel Craig era of Bond very well.
And it's the first game since Everything or Nothing to have an original story, not based on a film.
Yes, which is good. I mean, again, written by Bruce. Now, where's his name? Can you see it?
Fearston.
Fierstein,
Yeah.
or Fierstein, or
Bruce.
Brucey.
Yeah, there you go. And
Brucey
it's-
bonus.
Yeah, it's just very well done. I mean, I was a little bit worried at first. I wasn't sure whether to get it or not, and then I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to give it a go and see what it's like. And it's actually very good.
Ah.
I was pleasantly shocked by it, and I was like, oh, okay.
With regards to, is it just a single player game?
No, there is multiplayer, but
Is that online or is it
well,
on,
you see,
on the game itself?
it is online, but when I bought the game, it was around the time of the fabled hacking, which
Right, so you haven't really
no,
tried
I wasn't
online
able
yet.
to actually do it. But apparently they've arrested those two. No, 3 people today. The hackers. They they released the news they've arrested them, but apparently they arrested them on the 18th of March. So up yours, bastards! But it's just
18th of March,
May even.
a month before the hacking took
Yeah,
place.
no.
We're into Minority Report pre-crime now.
Yeah. But
Let's hope not.
no. But it I mean, I'm doing a level at the minute where I'm creeping through.
This ain't going to end in a creepy level. You're going to get.
I'm gonna
It's
have
going
to.
to end up being shooty.
Yeah, this is gonna have to. I think I might have to take these down. I've only got
Why don't
one.
you go over to him and knock him out and take him down with the takedown?
Yeah, I might do actually.
This guy's coming in. He's going to give you an option to take him down in the side of the face.
Yeah, I'll let him walk. I'll let him go. But there's also, I mean, the more takedowns you do, as opposed to shooting people, you get this thing called focus aim, where you only get 3. It only builds up to 3 shots.
Yep.
But it does help you sort of, as you get to levels where a bit more precision aiming is used, and perhaps the shots are a little bit more difficult to get at. It aims the shots up with their heads, and you can just boom, boom, gone.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Dead.
Deadeye in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, it
A slow-mo effect.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But and it makes life a lot easier. I mean, I like the fact they've gone, because I mean it'd be quite difficult to aim in the snow, wouldn't it, if you were in the middle of like a blizzard or whatever. And because your thing is white, oh shit, nope, got that wrong. Shooting
You nutted it.
time. Oh,
Did?
the
There's a guy behind you.
so
that
there
you,
is.
You didn't kill.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to die now.
You're dead.
Um,
Bond doesn't die.
He does now.
He does.
He doesn't- he doesn't
He
have
does when
hands.
I'm in control of him, yeah. Quite a lot when I'm in control of him. But you get, I mean, that makes life a lot easier sometimes, because especially when in the snower levels where your little white Amy dot disappears because you're in the snow, so
Yeah.
it makes it quite difficult to see what the hell you're doing. But it makes life a lot easier in those sort of situations then, and for stealth levels as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Controls.
controls are very nicely placed. I like where they are. It's like,
In your hand.
yes.
He's
Anyway.
here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, R2 is to shoot, L1's to come out of cover. Like I said, the takedown button is quite
But you
nice.
said there was no option to come out of cover.
Lean out of cover.
Lean out.
You know what I mean.
Lean.
Don't-
Stick your head out.
There you go, yeah.
Make it quick.
Don't be pedantic.
I'm just bringing you up on facts that you
Yes,
incorrectly relayed to our
that's
listeners.
what you never seem to do, isn't it?
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone has to do it.
No
gotta
matter
be
the woman
factually-
of our tribe,
Yeah.
always finding faults.
Yes. But
Never the positives.
No. But it's no, I mean it's just. Oh, I might have to try and get that one because that's quite an impressive chase.
Bangkok.
Indeed.
Okay.
But they're just very nicely placed out along the pad. I mean, they don't feel awkward. They don't feel cumbersome. You know, it's not like, oh shit, I've missed that opportunity because it's placed on some ridiculous button on the other side of the world, and I can't quite press it. But it's
good.
it's very good. I mean, can you class it as a tie-in? Really?
It's in the Bond universe. It's a franchise
Yeah.
game, but other than that,
It's
shake off the tuk-tuk.
fuck off. Fuck off. Cunt. There we go.
Right, finally then, because we've covered everything else. If you like this game, what would you recommend other people play?
Uh,
Got 3 games to pick.
Uncharted.
Yeah, that's
From the
Uncharted
looks
is a
of
clear
it,
one.
yeah.
Splinter Cell. Take your pick of any of
I
those.
think, looking at it, I think the new Conviction would be
right,
the one
Splinter
that
Cell
you should
Conviction.
give it a go.
Yeah.
Because that's more it's more actiony.
Right, then
Conviction.
stealthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you can still stealth about in it, but it's
It's got more of an action bent.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I reckon just to put it on there, everything or nothing, because it's a Bond game and it's third person and it works very similar to that. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. But and the music's very good as well. Although, well, in places it's a bit naff. But
I mean, is it basically, in essence, they're treating it like a film?
yeah,
An interactive movie.
yeah. I mean, the bloke who's done the music for this does feel a bit like a poor man's David Arnold. In a way that he's more.
The composer of the music, Richard Jacques.
Yeah, he feels like he's more tried a little too hard to imitate him
Right.
than actually just doing a very good score for the game. But never mind. Hey ho, there's always.
What you gonna do?
You can't get it perfect. They will get a perfect Bond game one of these days, but
GoldenEye.
yeah, but there you go. But yeah,
Job
it's,
done.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, there's some very. If they weren't shit to play, there are some very impressive car chases, like this one, for example. Where I'm
I think
chasing.
you're struggling
Ah,
because
yeah.
you're not a drivey person.
No. Oh no, I'm not far behind him though. I'm very close behind him because he's in a very, very large vehicle. Way
Horse.
up. I nearly took out our bus. I don't know what you'd call them. They're very
bus.
large.
A bus.
And that thing in front of me.
It's an earth
A
mover.
city.
And yeah, there you go, an earth mover.
It looks like something from one of them North American quarries that they have that are massive.
Yeah.
Huge.
I remember the first time I saw one of them was in Kane Lynch. And it was very frustrating because I had to watch it several times because I couldn't pass the levels. Shit! But there you go.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that covers everything off the list. Unless you got anything else you want to add, Anne?
Not off the top of my head that I can think of. No, apart from the fact that the cast, Judi Dench and Daniel Craig are in there.
And Joss Stone.
And yeah, and Joss Stone.
That's her new name, isn't it?
yeah,
Yoss.
Joss
Yeah.
Stone. I think it seems to be a contract with me and Prowler about this earlier. Contract with Bond games. The singers can only be in the game if they do the song. They're not. Otherwise, they're not allowed. Because Joss Stone's in this
Well,
one.
they're probably asked to do the song. It's like, do you want to be in the game as well? Do you want to be in the game? And then they ask them to do the song.
Yeah, because
It's like,
Maya's
now that you're in the game, do you fancy doing the theme song as well?
Yeah, because Maya's in everything.
Will
or
you
nothing.
pay me twice? No. I'll do it.
No. Its job's a good one.
I thought it was Shannon Elizabeth that was in everything or nothing.
No, Maya. Apparently.
Shannon Elizabeth is in it, but Maya is in it also, and also does the song.
Yes.
Also, she's in it.
Also.
Yes. Does,
Also.
It's like Madonna and Die Another Day.
That's probably the start
Saw
of
that
the.
coming.
No, I didn't.
Getting away now.
No.
So yeah, I think we best leave it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Waffled.
yes, it's very good, very detailed, very well put together, and generally very good.
Right, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you for listening if you have been. If you want to get in touch with us, go to randomstoke.com, leave a message on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/randomstoked, or you can send us an email, which is info@randomstoke.com, or alternatively, you can Twitter us
Oh,
at
Oh, I
randomstoked.
say that's a new addition.
It's not, no, it isn't. You say this every time.
Do I?
That's a new addition.
Oh,
no,
God.
it isn't, Ant. We've had Twitter for ages.
No, you've just never mentioned it.
I have.
Have you?
Several times.
Oh.
And you can also Twitter us.
You
and
can
go-
Twitter us.
and you say, "Oh, that's
Oh.
new."
Just keeping up tradition,
So-
staying consistent. That's all.
So it isn't that new. Twitter us at randomstoke. We don't actually tend to put that much up of a personal nature on Twitter, but it does.
We don't tend to listen to what you say.
It does post up when new episodes have gone online. So if you want to add us on Twitter, please follow us on there. So that's it for now. We'll be back next time with another exciting episode. Not quite sure what is next on the list, so
I don't know.
I won't say anything. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.